obviously a lot of fraternities provide a lot of alcohol for a lot of the university, whether they're in Greek life or not.
He's tried different things, even considered rushing, and that I was fearful of that because I do feel like with that comes a lot of pressures, such as, underage drinking and use of drugs.
I'm Carly Vandenbroek. I'm a freshman. My major is human bio pre-med, and I'm an AKIO.
So my name is Dr. Melissa Uziak, and I am an assistant professor in the K-12 EAD department here in the College of Education. This is my 4th year, and prior to that I was an elementary principal. And prior to that, I was an assistant principal at a middle school, and then prior to that, I was a middle school teacher. So I have about 18 years in public education.
So, what made you want to join a sorority at MSU?
So I came from out of state, so I thought this would be a good way to meet more people. Also, my mom was in a sorority and kind of pushed hard for me to be in a sorority as well, because she wanted me to have like the same good experiences that she had. Alcohol abuse, I guess, yes. I've seen people pretty intoxicated, more than they should be, and definitely their friends kind of like urging them to drink more when they probably shouldn't. But I mean, also, like, I feel like also like their sorority brothers and sisters also kind of watch out for them to make sure they don't become excessively intoxicated.
Like you said, you were a principal and an educator. So based on your experience, what strategy do you think is best to use on children and young adults to make them less likely to abuse drugs and alcohol when they reach college?
I think it's trying to figure out like what's the antecedent of that, like what are they trying to get out of that. I think sometimes it can be associated with just not knowing what else to choose, and so I think just helping even from a young age kids just be really self-aware and help them understand when when's the point where you need to process with somebody, and also really just understanding natural consequences, like if you choose to do this, then this might happen, and you just don't know, it's unpredictable.
I mean, I guess it's both, like individual, like it was your choice to like drink, but then also like if you're in that atmosphere where everybody's like drinking and stuff like that, you kind of like want to like follow along in that Greek life atmosphere.
At least in older versions. So this is, even up to 20 years ago. And what I also think is that when I saw the curriculum coming out of DARE, it was pretty outdated as far as being like culturally relevant and responsive to the changing dynamic and demographics of our students. So I'm not saying that didn't help for some students with awareness, right? Because that's really what it's supposed to be about, is awareness. But I found that it was really outdated as far as making sure all students saw themselves represented in that program. Teacher impact is the number one factor in student success, and I think that's academically as far as psychologically, behaviorally, emotionally, and I don't think we always understand our impact because sometimes it's very far removed, but everyone has like a teacher that they can recollect, and either it was a teacher that really loved their content and that made the student really excited, or it was a teacher that connected with them through a relationship, and I think those are really, really essential. And very influential, even if we don't necessarily think at the moment it's going to be.